Hello and welcome to IELTS online classes with Banke. So I trust you all are staying safe. Guess what we'll be talking about today? Today we are going to be discussing the task 1 part of the academic IELTS writing module. Somebody excited? Writing module. Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Yay! So, what will you learn in today's class? You will learn about the IELTS writing task 1 part of the academic module, what it is about, the types of questions to expect, and the common mistakes you should avoid. I will also be giving you some essential working tips later on in this video. So what is task 1 about? In task 1 of the academic training, you will be required to look at a diagram or some data that will be given in form of a graph, a table, a chart, and you could also be asked to give a description about a process, stages of a process, and or describe an object or event, or explain how something works. You will be assessed on your ability to write in an appropriate style, as well as your ability to organize, present, compare, and or contrast the data. So, now that you know that what are the types of questions to expect, you should expect to see charts such as a pie chart or a bar chart. And there are two types of bar charts: the dynamic and the static bar chart. In the dynamic bar chart, this is a bar chart that states the information given over a period of time, whereas for the static, it does not really deal with time. You will also be given tables, graphs, and diagrams. Here is an example of a pie chart in figure 1. This is an example of a pie chart. This is an example of a bar chart in figure 2. This is an example of a table, and this is an example of a process question that you'll be required to describe the stages of a process. So what are the common mistakes you should avoid? Avoid giving an unclear overview. Giving an unclear overview simply means that in your first paragraph, you will be required to state clearly a summary, which should not be short, but should be about 2 to 3 sentences in one paragraph, highlighting the important features in the given diagram. Here, you do not require any data. So you must state your overview clearly. If you write an unclear overview in your first paragraph, it's a sure recipe to getting a band less than band 7. And your goal is to get a band 7 plus in the writing module. Avoid giving unnecessary details about everything you see. You see, the question always says you should summarize the key information, you should compare and contrast where necessary depending on the kind of question you are given. If you write unnecessary details about everything you're seeing in the given information, then it only amounts to the number of words you will end up with at the end of the day will be much more than necessary. Also, you should avoid using a complicated approach. Make things simple. It's simple and you don't have to complicate things at all. In my WhatsApp classes, we deal with these things in detail. So you want to join the WhatsApp live training sessions, and you can always ask questions and get answers in real time. Also, avoid poor organization of your idea. It is important that you have a structure, a plan. You should quickly draft out a plan before you set out to write, so that you can organize the information properly. Also, do not use a limited range of grammatical structures. You should be using more of complex sentence structures as opposed to using simple sentence structures. So, what are the essential working tips that I have for you? Make sure that you work in less than 20 minutes. You remember that task 2, you will be required to spend 40 minutes. You don't want to spend more than 20 minutes, so that you will be able to finish up in good time and also check your work. Do not write less than 150 words. You will be required to write at least 150 words. At least means it should be above 150 words, but do not go overboard in the bid to write at least 150 words. Do not go overboard. For instance, writing 300 words is a no-no. Anything between 160 to 160 to 200 words is still a good deal. Choose the key information in the question. Do not miss out the key information in the question. Those are the first things you should see visually when you visualize the diagram given, and those should be clearly stated in the overview in the first paragraph. Again, limit the task to scope of question. Do not write outside the scope of question you are given, and avoid the use of boring and repetitive sentence structures, because you will lose marks for grammatical range and accuracy if you use boring and repetitive sentence structures. I hope you find this helpful. If you like this video, you can share it with your friends and subscribe. Hit the notification button so that you will be the first to know as soon as I upload new videos. Until I come your way again, I want you to stay safe. Remember, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye. It's Banke signing out. Bye, and stay safe.